Hi, hello. I'm back. I just uploaded the first part to this series, and now I want to do more. I've actually decided on doing a drawing for each episode thumbnail. I'm not sure if that'll end up burning me out, but it'll certainly be fun. Also, my cough is much better. Much better now. And yeah, that's about it. Let's go into let's not restart again. Let's continue our Let's Play of Lobotomy Corporation. Face the fear, make the future. Here's our little team of guys. And between episodes, I found out what this was. I do remember this one, actually. I'm pretty sure I remember all of them. I just don't remember their, you know, the little... Yeah. Let's just get into it and look at the new abnormality. It's an old woman. Right? And I will not be reading abnormality logs between, you know, work sessions, working with abnormalities. Also, we unlocked the speed button. Yeah. I want this to go by a little faster because, like, 2 days per, like, hour, that sounds like a slog to watch. I want this to be a bit more fast-paced, or at least worth the, like, hour that I want these episodes to be. Maybe I could bump it up to 3 hours. I know that later on in the game, the days will get longer. I'll also try to mess around with editing a little bit. I think last episode all I did was like cut adds like text in one place when I made a funny sound and like messed with the audio a little bit. I now looked up some like OBS audio settings that are recommended, but I don't know if those would work. Oh, Unreal got the thing. Also, the thumbnail to last episode was Yui. Who's that? As I didn't. Maybe I should have made their eyes the stupid dots. I don't know. This episode, I'm not sure who I'll try to make this episode's thumbnail. Let's check out this abnormality first. Goody. When an abnormality other than old lady was worked with, the cliff-off counter lowered. Not good. When the cliff-off counter reached 0, black shapes formed inside the containment unit. We've decided to dub these shapes Solitude, based on the condition in which they formed. Goody. Yeah, I'm just working with the abnormalities a bit more. Just here to grind a little, at least get all the information with old lady. That's what I want to strive for. I won't grind for the ego, but I do want the information. And I'll just work with one sin as like a training thing. Maybe try to get its, you know, ego gift some more. Old lady. When the solitude picked up, it stuck to Kana when they entered the containment unit. Dakota had to deal with the continuous white damage until solitude eventually fell off. Until it was gone, they could not move or do any work. Solitude. Those glasses would look good on... They would look good on you, Dexter. Yeah, you go there, Dexter. You go there, Dexter. Yeah. It's just your face. Dexter will probably be our solitude guy and probably be the thumbnail. I think old lady has a gun. I think that'd be a cool drawing for me to do. Oppression doesn't really work that well. Oh. Okay. I fucked up there. Okay, so Huey, deal with Dexter. Huey has penance. Okay, yeah. Work. I think attachment's the best. I think that's what I saw. Just work with one sin at the game. Speed this up. So, I swear I had more stuff on my mind before I started this recording. I'm gonna start, like, writing down stuff that I want to bring up in these recordings beforehand. Because I cannot keep on stumbling. Before I was just, you know, had a lot to say because, you know, it was the start, but this might be a little bit more laid back. Yeah, it's attachment. Yeah, oh, I forgot that it was a revolver. Yeah, okay. Let's work with old lady one more time and we can get out of here. Ooh, actually, we can straight up. I know. Yeah, old lady. Alright, let's get out of here. Yep, they leveled up some stats. Proceed to the next day. Yepperonis. People have been committing sins since long ago. Why do they commit sins knowing it is wrong? It's really pitiful as people like you dying to the likes of me. I'm coming to you, you who will be reduced to ash like me. Let's get this. I don't remember what that one was, but I remembered what the others were. Okay. Let me get some water as I get ready to voice act Angela. Voice act in quotation marks, of course. Greetings, manager. It marks 3 days now that you have worked here. The number 3 is a mysterious one. In age-old fables, it is common for a mysterious entity to appear and tell the protagonist to utter 3 wishes. Sadly, I am not a mage or a billionaire that can grant your wishes. However, I do happen to know what your predecessors wished for. There were many aspirations. Common among them was seeking some kind of growth. To lead the company to prosperity, to achieve spiritual maturity, you name it. Each had wanted to flower in a different way. Which of those two would you want? I wish to mature my spirit. Come to think of it, there was another manager who gave me such an answer. As you know, spiritual is a rather obsolete term in today's world. So I asked for the I'm stumbling a lot. So I asked them for the definition of spirit. Then the manager told me, well, I unfortunately do not recall the details of that conversation. Even an AI cannot store every bit of data. Unnecessary information should be deleted for smooth operation. Speaking of which, I should clean up some files on my computer. So, you may be asking yourself if your predecessors managed to fulfill their wish. I suppose what is happening to the others is not important, after all. I do promise to cheer you on for the journey to your final goal, though. Oh, fuck, Malkuth. There's still, like, a little, like, strain in my throat. It's, like, not exactly a cough, but, like, prevents me from using the full range of my voice. Sorry about that. I'll probably cut that out. You did it again. And you did it flawlessly, too. I have myself a lot of work to do. If you look at my notebook, my to-do list is always so full. But I know I can get through it. I should do my best, like I always have. I know I'm slower than the others. I always have to check my list or I'll miss something important. That's why I have this notebook with me all the time. I can't leave any mistakes in, you know? I've been carrying it for so long that's almost worn out. It's been with me ever since I began working here as the Sephira of the control team. I know Lady Angela worries about me from time to time, but I've got everything under control. I feel like this is the kind of life I'd been yearning for ever since a long time ago. Maybe even before I was capable of thinking. It feels as if I've wished for the same thing before. Some other place that wasn't the control team. Malkuth, please finish the report I requested by the end of today. Sure thing, boss. I've got it right here on my list. I'll have it turned in by the end of the day. Well, I should get going now. It was a pleasure talking to you, manager. The AIs here, they're all unstable, with the exception of me. It's especially bad for Malkuth. You've noticed, haven't you? I can't complain, though. It only makes it easier for me to control her. I just realized I never checked if it's actually recording. Okay, it is actually recording. Okay. Oof. I had a small heart attack there. Mission. Malkuth mission. Controlling meltdowns. As you know, our facility isn't really the most stable thing. We're only here to keep the abnormalities contained thanks to cliff off deterrence, which we briefly adjust down just before the workday begins, but this deterrence becomes unstable as time goes on, and eventually some abnormalities may undergo a meltdown. Goal complete. 8 work processes in containment units under cliff off. I assume that's cliff off meltdown. Okay, what is he uses? This is like literally useless right now, so I'll pick the other one. Okay, let's hire a new hire. I cannot pronounce that. Sissy. Actually, hold on. You can actually customize the appearance of your Lobotomy Corporation employees. So I'm going to make a classic. Some Lobcorp fans already know what I'm doing. And then for the name, I think both of them are capitalized. If that's wrong, I'm so sorry. Since you will have to wait. We have Bong Bong in here. Alright. Let's get to it. Oh, it's punishing guard. I mean, whatever could this be? I do not know. And Dexter, I did not equip them with ego. Oops. My bad. Tiffany can work with this. And Yui can work with the bird. Sorry about that. Don't really know much to say right now, but that's fine. Just chill. Yui, go down there. I know you just returned, but actually, how much? Oh yeah, that's right. You can't check their HP. Yeah, or you can. I think you have to do. Ooh. We might have our first reset. Ooh. Yeah. Oops. My bad. However, the good news is that I can equip them with ego. Let's give everyone penance, because why not? I don't see a reason not to. And let's give everyone, ego too. Begin management. Okay. I think I was doing insight work down here. Then let's send everyone else to their respective work environments. Dexter. Dexter, you're old lady pilled. Whatever the fuck that means. I really like the art style of this game. I've always found Project Moon to be very nostalgic, despite all the games being like very recent, like I think post-COVID. all of them. Well, LobCorp might not be post-COVID, but, oh, what a fucking nerd. Yeah. Dexter, you go get him. Insight seemed to work well. Scary. Tiffany. Then Yui work. Attachment. And let's see how that works. Lobotomy Corporation reminds me of Fallout Shelter in some ways, at least artistically in the layout of, you know, the facility. But, oh, sorry. But, I don't know, just can't really describe this feeling that Lobotomy Corporation specifically gives me. I don't know. This is really bothering me, not being able to describe why I like this game so much. Let's actually wait for Yui to finish work. I don't know who that was, but Yui, go there. Actually, now that Dexter has the eco gift, we don't really have much of a reason to keep sending Dexter over there, so we'll send Bong Bong to give Bong Bong a little training. Bong Bong. Oh no. Okay, so, repression bad. Yeah, repression bad. I think it was insight or attachment that worked well. Yeah, we're not gonna. I'm so sorry, but we're not gonna have an important death that so soon. I'm very reckless, but yeah. I mean, I can play with what. Yeah. I don't know. You're gonna see a lot of death. Unfortunately, I have to work for that ego gift with Dexter again. Ooh, that's a little annoying. Tiffany, you go there. Yui, you do insight. Speed this up. Whenever I look at the art of Lobotomy Corporation, I can almost smell it. I don't know why, but it... I don't know. Just... So... What? It's like... It's like kind of a steampunky element. I know it's not steampunk, but with all of these pipes going around. But then you have like all these monitors and like green windows that kind of give it like a Fallout vibe. I know that I mentioned Fallout Shelter, but it's like... I guess that also contributes to the nostalgia factor. I don't know. Ooh, yeah. But the designs of the abnormalities at this point are both really interesting and yet somewhat unrefined in a way that feels very nostalgic for me. By the way, I did not play this game on release. I joined with Lobotomy Corporate. No, not Lobotomy. Olympus Company, and even then, during like the later part of season 4. So I'm like a relatively new Project Moon fan. Just a little baby. We need to get Yui some more health. I swear to God. She cannot keep dying to the bird. Oh, this bird. That fucking bird that I hate. Oh wait, this is happening. I spaced out there for a microsecond. Yui, that's... I ain't looking so great. Right, managerial guy. Oh, yeah. When an employee entered the containment unit of another abnormality, a small bird's cliff-off counter lowered with a normal probability. When Rogan fell into panic, small bird's cliff-off counter lowered. Neat. Send Tiffany here, send Yui here, and does Dexter? No, Dexter doesn't have the old lady glasses. I will get those for Dexter. Even if it kills me. Maybe not if it kills me. Dun, dun. Yui needs to come back and heal. What is even the chance of getting Solitude? It's an 8%. That's actually... I think that's high. Hold on. Yeah, I think that's high. Yui works the bird. Yeah, high across the board. Punishing bird voluntarily returned to the containment unit after a panicked employee returned to normal. It also returned after a period of time has passed. Victor was ordered to suppress punishing bird. When they tried to attack it, the central portion of the abnormality split and redacted. Afterwards, Victor was confirmed to have died. The suppression ended in failure. So don't try to suppress it if it escapes. Although I'm tempted to show what happens if you do. Not this day, because we've already had enough resets, but maybe in a later episode. Beak. Fun, Ego. Notably, working, oh. Yeah, we still have to do all the cliff-off meltdowns. Working with the cliff-off meltdown doesn't increase the cliff-off meltdown gauge, which is neat. I think it's neat. It'll probably come in handy sometime, especially if you don't want specific, like, output. I still don't remember what they're called. I'll remember eventually. Punishing bird. Get punished. Oh. I am not suppressing that. And the sound design of this game is just amazing. Yeah, it'll do 1 damage to your employees but after a certain amount of damage it has done, it'll just return back to its containment. Which also means if you just try to avoid him, like, indefinitely, he will not return, which is annoying. Dexter, you go. There. Yui? We'll just, work on getting the control team, mission done. Yeah. Yesterday I actually, finished, or was it yesterday? It might have been the day before, but, I binged through the end of Kanto 8, and I've now been obsessing with it over Kanto 8. In fact, that Kanto might be the reason why I'm doing a Let's Play now all of a sudden, because I just really like this series and want to share it with more people, even if this is only seen by a select few friends. Yui's the punishing bird girl. Or them. Creature. All of the nuggets, which is the colloquial term for your agents, are gender neutral. Actually, not colloquial. It's confirmed that that's what they're called retroactively in Ruina, but yeah, which I think is really cool that they're all gender neutral. And what's it called? Wonder Lab, which is a I'm stumping really hard on a bunch of things. It's a it's not part of the main story of Project Moon, but it's a damn it, looking for this word has like lost my train of thought. But Wonder Lab, which is like a side like webcomic to the Project Moon universe, is based around Lobotomy Corporation, and all the agents in that series are very androgynous and gender neutral, which I think is really cool. Well, androgynous and feminine, which I still think is very cool. They all go by, are referred to with they them pronouns though, which I think is neat. We've gotten everything with Dexter does not have his glasses, but I don't really care that much. I just want this day to be over. How much time on the recording? 37 minutes. Neato. What's that term? Excessive aspiration would bring about unwarranted frenzy. This bracelet shall not forgive those who hold greed in their hearts. Thus, it must only be worn those in true need. Now everything will be just fine. This one. Do you take pride in what you do here? If not, this recent news will likely change your mind. Click here now. After your arrival, the rate of energy output has increased by 13%. If you still don't feel the significance of this figure, then let me add that it's a record-breaking percentage. This is such a jam track. It really feels like it's just like an episode of like a sitcom, and there's like some hijinks going around. It's almost as if this isn't a horror game. Yippee. Oh, this is a horror game, by the way. I didn't mention this. It has horror elements. There won't... I don't think there's any jump scares. There might. You'll just have to see. How do you feel? I'm not sure. Why would you say that? Is it not normal to be happy in a situation like this? For your information, I had practically run here. Is that wrong grammar? Is it supposed to be ran? I had practically ran here. Yeah, I think it's bad grammar. Nitpicking. All just to deliver this great news to you. That's a figure of speech, of course, but I did not exactly expect you to react less. I love how I nitpick that minor grammatical mistake, but I say stuff that just don't make sense all the time. Like, at the beginning of, like, last episode, I said something at the beginning explaining what this series is for, and I think it just didn't make sense. I forget what it was, but yeah. Right. That's a figure of speech, of course, but I did not expect you to react like this. It would be nice if you were a bit happier. Be happy. Be happy. Today's a rather special day. Do you see that bottle of champagne on the table? Allow me to pour you a glass. Shall we toast? Today's occasion is not something as monumental as someone's birthday, or the company's day of founding. You lost an employee for the first time yesterday. In fact, many more shall follow. I'm telling you just in case you were unexpectedly shocked by the news. This music's still going on. They had known the risk from the beginning. This company grows, fertilized by their sacrifices. As simple as that. I'm sure they would have felt proud of themselves as they took their final breath, accepting their deaths with equanimity? Not sure if I know what that word exactly means. Can tell from context clues, but, you know. Accepting their deaths with equanimity would be the greatest respect you can pay them. That's why I popped this bottle of champagne I've kept for so long. 3 cheers for the deceased, in memoriam of their noble sacrifices. Sure. Allow me to give you a small bit of advice. To properly drink a glass of champagne, one should gently hold the lower stem of the glass, and then take it in lightly, savoring the bubbles. Perfect. Just like that. I'm getting drunk. Don't get drunk. Oh yeah, you sewed. You sewed? I think it's you sewed. I don't know. We need to be honest here, Malkuth. You cannot suppress the ordeals. Ordeals, that's what they're called. Okay. You cannot suppress the ordeals of the employees you currently have at your disposal. Trust me, I am the head of the information team. Even if your team were to suppress the ordeals on their own, there's too great of a risk of extreme mental damage to your employees. But Isad, we need to consider the mortality rate of the agents and the possibility of the abnormalities breaking. Malkuth, Lady Angela said that one crazy employee will kill 10 others. I am the Sephira of the control team. I may make outrageous mistakes in other aspects, but this role I know better than anyone else. I know how to handle employees on the verge of insanity. I even wrote down a code of conduct for it. Honestly, it feels like I'm the only one who follows the guide. Am I wrong? Please tell if you happen to need it. I can always share a copy with you. I'm fine, but that code of yours. I don't need weak employees in my department. Weakness means elimination. The death of your place in my department. To work for the control team, the department that leads the corporation, signifies that you should be more capable than everyone else. Manager, please say something to them. You've been watching what's happening to those weak-willed employees from the comfort of your office, haven't you? Can any one of you guys say something? Well, thank you so much for visiting me. It made me so happy. We should meet up again sometime. All of us Upper Sephiroth. I have an announcement to make on my Twitter.com. Shadow the Hedgehog is a bitch-ass motherfucker. I have an announcement to the Upper Sephiroth of the upper. I'm stumbling a lot. I'm talking a bit too fast. The mental corruption levels of the control team employees exceeded the maximum threshold. And just what did the other Sephiroth do in the meantime? Sit and watch? The control team has failed to handle the ordeals. Supplement the staff immediately and suppress the ordeals. I will ask support from the other departments. Mokuth. When dusk falls. As the cliff of deterrence weakens, the abnormalities will begin to grow agitated. Certain things we call ordeals, which we cannot contain, will go on a rampage, just as they are right now. Could you calm down the employees by suppressing one of the ordeals that show up at dusk? I'll help you with it as soon as I can. As soon as I can. Goal completed, dusk ordeal. Okay, we can't do this until I think day 21. But, yeah. Good day, manager. Would you like to expand the control department? I sure would. Alright. How are you looking on time? Pretty good. I think we can do one more day. Confirm. Dexter, you get a gun. Bong Bong, you get a thing. So Dexter, you will get Solitude, and Yui, you will get Beat. Let's see here. Tiffany feels like she'd use Solitude. Again, using gendered pronouns. I don't know. It's a hard habit to shake. Even being the kind of person I am. Strengthen Yui up a bit. Dexter's already Temperance 4, Jesus. I think Dexter's fine. I guess we can just work on making it to where all employees have higher HP. Just a nice thing to have. In case anything bad happens. Dexter, I'll give you a little bit of prudence as well. Dexter's actually the highest ranking employee right now. I like to reorder my employees based on ranking. Dexter, Louis, Tiffany, Norio, and Bong Bong. Alright, let's go. Oh. Let's see what this does. Oh no. Placing an employee inside the machine will produce energy over time, but they die. Yeah. Hold on. So, the most optimal way to to get information for this abnormality is just to send new hires at it. Bong Bong's taking a day off. You, yeah, this you. You'll go and do that. Yui, Punishing Bird, Dexter, Old Lady, Tiffany, yeah. And we have no extra goals in mind, so this day will actually... Shut up, Angela. This day will actually go by fast. Faster than yesterday, at least. I might actually draw one of the abnormalities as a thumbnail. Punishing Bird would be nice. I don't know, I want... Oh, Dexter got the thing. Could just end the day right here. That's all I really wanted to do. I mean, I guess I can grind for a beak and stuff, but... Oh, we didn't get escape information. Oops, my bad. But yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah. Alright, cool. This will probably be the last day on the recording, which is fine. I'm happy with this being under an hour, depending on how things work out. I think there's dialogue after this. Don't think there's Malkuth dialogue, but I think Angela says something. Okay. Our founder, A, has said this to me many a time. Each successful experiment makes you a better person. The greatness of this company was founded on multitudes of trials and hardships. So you too shall become great. Each day in the company is another small experiment towards shaping your life for the better. How has your day been today? Well, of course it was fine. Let's spare the pleasantries, no? Manager, how has your life been? Could be better. I cannot see the color of your life as you do. While I am unable to console you with empty words such as, "That's not true," many things will change while you are here. That much is clear. This is a simple metaphor, but the seed of a tree will not just grow anywhere. It requires fertile soil, the right temperature, and fresh water. However, most seeds fall in barren soil. For those malfallen seeds, stretching out their roots and sprouting even small leaves are challenges full of pain. I cannot provide you with water or sunlight. However, I'll do my best to tend to the soil. You know. Goody. Yeah, that should be, just, hire some fresh meat. Don't get attached to these two, they will die. Yeah. Well, with that being said, I could have gotten, the beak ego weapon for Yui. Yui does beak. Yui is beak. Holy shit, it's beak. It's so beam. Okay. With that being said, let's wrap this up and bye-bye. Bye. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Peace.